Hey guys, welcome to another Trade Genius podcast. Bob and Phil here as usual. Guys, did we see the top in the entire market? Is Nvidia going to crash us down? We're going to dive into the charts in this episode. You're not going to want to miss this one. Let's dive in.
Trade Genius.
Hey everybody, Bob Trade Genius here. Peace, love, and Trade Genius. Spring into some savings with us right now. We got some great specials running. Market is in unprecedented areas right now. We think we got a good handle on it. Go to tradelikeagenius.com. Take advantage of our spring specials. Thanks for listening. See you later.
So Bob, an interesting day on Friday, right? We had a bearish engulfing candle on the SPX off of a swing high, and not only just any old swing high, an all-time high. And Nvidia had like just a spectacular pullback that shaved off, I think, $250 million in market cap or something like that. So I know we're highly concentrated in just a few stocks, Nvidia being one of the main ones. Is that it for us?
Remember the movie The Graduate? Dustin Hoffman walked up to the guy and he said, "I just got one word for you. That's plastic." Well, I got two words for you: potential flash crash. Nvidia fell another $50 after the close in the aftermarket, Phil. So it was down over $115. I think it closed down like 75, so near $40 or something like that after the market. And that means people are like, shoot, we better get out of this thing. Don't know what Monday is. And it's all centered around SoftBank. And at the very end of this podcast, we'll show you last time SoftBank pulled a prank like this on the market. It's not good. So let me just show you the Nvidia chart here too. So I do a fib from the low there that you could see kind of left center bottom all the way up to the highs from yesterday. And the reason why I want to point that out to you is that if this is truly the top for Nvidia, we usually get what's called an Eiffel Tower retrace. That's what we call it. I think other people call it that too. And it's going to basically get back 78% of that move. And that's where it's going to pull that price down to where I've had the arrow there on the right side of the chart. And so that in itself would probably bring our markets down quite a bit. There are people out there now saying, hey, we may have topped. Now, I'm a little bit more bearish than Phil is. Phil thinks that the steamrollers are going to still come in, and he might be right. But Nvidia and SMCI now has really been carrying the market. And if these guys start to lay out, especially if it's SoftBank is huge in the call buying arena. And if that goes away, then this market's going to have a hard time. It's going to be in quicksand. And I want to show you last time Nvidia, because I cringe when people say Nvidia is like the second coming of Jesus Christ. If you can throw the next chart up, Phil, is that Nvidia this is the third spike they did. And I had to stretch this chart out really far and to show you in 2000 and 2008, Nvidia not only retraced their gains, in both cases, they went below the big green bars that lifted it up. That's how fragile Nvidia is and how it just becomes a meme stock. It went off the chart on the top here, Phil. In 9 years, it went up 3,000%. Okay. Its cash flows aren't supporting that. Its revenue's not supporting that. It literally would have to have the entire market cap for the computer chip industry for the United States and for Mars once Elon Musk gets there. That's how much they built into this speculation. And people think it's primarily due to SoftBank and Huang playing a game with SoftBank to basically, it's like a tractor beam, Phil, the way these option contracts work. They're just tractor beaming the price up. And then once that tractor beam's turned off, there's nothing to keep this up, nothing at all. And to give myself a little bit more credence on that, we flip to the next chart, and we have two charts showing you this thing. This is the outflow of the Qs. Price is going up. There's an outflow here. Okay, people are sniffing this thing out. So what that means to me is that, as they're digging the tunnel towards the surface here, there's less and less to support the ground underneath you. And if this thing turns off the derivatives flow, this thing can air gap down. Here's the next chart here, and I'll let you talk about this one. You found this one. This thing's stunning, Phil.
Yeah, I think it's similar to what you just shown the viewers. It's just a different format here, but basically a weekly and 4-week moving average of tech flows. And this is, I think, the largest outflow ever, Bob. The lighter blue color is tech flows in billions of dollars. And then your darker colored line is tech flows in a 4-week moving average. So it's interesting because the moving average is still in positive territory, right? But when this moving average starts to dip into negative territory, and I think that's going to align with some economic stuff that we're going to talk about on Monday. But this should be a big red flag. Largest outflow ever from tech? Really? So I think part of this, Bob, is because we talked about capital rotations right now, right? And I think that's what's happening, and why I think, the argument for like, say, Bitcoin going parabolic is like, well, where's the money going to come from? Well, guess what is lagging behind tech right now? Bitcoin. And what does Bitcoin historically always do? Catches up to all these markets if it's lagging and then blows past them. So it doesn't take a rocket scientist to see that you probably are going to capture more alpha rotating out of some of these names that are completely overbought, right? I mean, never mind price to earnings, price to revenue, right, is just like stupidly high on this stuff. So it's completely outside of the realm of normalcy. So of course, makes sense to rotate out. I think this is what you're seeing though at the tail end of a larger blow off move, is you're going to get these rotations, and the volatility right now is just going to be incredible. So great trading opportunities up ahead of us. But I think that's what all this means, is that we're kind of into the 8th and 9th inning of this entire move.
Yeah, I mean, look, you're being gaslit. Okay, they're telling you everything's great as they're pulling out of the station. I feel like this is the last helicopter in Hanoi, or Saigon before the end of the Vietnam War.
Yep.
And speaking of which, throw the SPY chart up. This is SoftBank. And it's so funny because Phil and I, it's like deja vu for us, because we had this lift out of COVID that the bid was just so incredibly persistent that we were the same way. We're just like incredulous. What the hell's happening here? Why is this every single freaking day? Bid, 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 bid. Well, we found out SoftBank was in there manipulating the call options and the put selling again, and they're creating their own artificial gravity, okay? And then you get to a point where this stuff can't grow to the sky, right? So you get a point where they're just over leveraged and they have to take profit or they have to reduce leverage. And as soon as they do that, it's like a whoosh right down. You can see it in the chart here that we have. It's going, and boom, it came all the way back down to support. It bounced, came back down to support, and then flushed, Phil. And I think this is kind of what we could be seeing here. Maybe we get a flush to support, we get a reverb bounce, maybe new high, maybe not. We come back down to support, and then I think we flush. But, if I want to be bearish here and a little bit scary, is that we don't know really what SoftBank has been up to. And if these guys are really pulling out, I mean, there's nobody out there, Phil. So nobody else can take this thing over. I don't know if the PPTs want to step in front of this train either. So it could be a really, really interesting dump. And ironically, the Biden administration may not care at all, because what does that do? It unlocks cap gains, right? And they're going to get a big flush of cash into the July or the June estimated payments and the October estimated payments. So this might not be a bad thing for them, but it'd be a bad thing for you if you haven't been managing your risk as prices have gone up and actually took profit into this blow off.
Yeah. So guys, let us know what you think. Are we going to see maybe a Black Monday event? Or are you guys bullish and think this is just a quick dip to buy? Let us know your thoughts below in the comments. Otherwise, guys, thanks for watching. Please hit like and subscribe. Check out our stuff over at tradegenius.co. If you need help navigating these markets, you can get into the room with us. You can get our indicator packages, which we've shown you guys, and we're showing you the chart right now. Awesome signals for getting into these trades for nice long swing trades, and also giving you warnings on when it might be time to step aside. We'll see you guys on the next episode. Take care.
Trade Genius.